Welcome back. Let's switch gears now. In a moment, we'll be talking with the DG of the NCDC over the incidence of Lassa fever across the country, where we have about 300 casualties so far. But before we get to the NCDC DG, let's bring in our correspondent who, a few days ago, while covering, I think, the APC Congress, local government Congress, was assaulted by the leadership of the House of Assembly. Said that he's covering he's doing his job as the member of the media to cover all sides, whether it's factional or not. But it looks like the Speaker of the Benue State House of Assembly was quite uncomfortable. But we'll allow him to give us the full story. Our correspondent in Benue State, join us from Makodi, Mr. Pius Angbo. Pius, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you very much, Jeffrey. Good morning. On Saturday, I had an incident with the Speaker of the Benue State House of Assembly, Mr. Alfred Vega. But this started from Friday night, when the Congress committee sent by the APC from Abuja were received by the caretaker committee chairman of the party, Mr. Benjamin Omale, at the party secretariat to begin the distribution of local government Congress's material. We covered that process. And complaints from the fact that the other group loyal to Austin Agada, the former chairman, who's also been saying he's still chairman of the party, had their own separate ward congresses, had asked the chairman if there were complaints, and he said the appeal committee had received no complaint arising from the ward congresses, and that going to the local government congress, that everything was smoothly going on. I asked the secretary of the committee who distributed the materials, and he said everything was also peaceful. So on Saturday morning, the same team, the Congress committee and the caretaker committee chairman, Mr. Benjamin Omale, were going to move from Makodi, Taka, and Boko to monitor elections. So we had some journalists work with them on that tour. While in town, the group loyal to Austin Agada had called us, myself, AIT, and TVC, to a congress, Makodi Local Government Congress, held at Madikpo area of Wadata in Makodi. Now, this congress was held there. They did voice affirmation and returned the local government ESCO elected in 2022. And while I was interviewing their leader, Mr. Audu Akange, I asked him, why is your process a return and affirmation of ESCO from 2022, whereas there is an ongoing congress across the state that the National Working Committee had sent a committee here to? And he spoke about the issues regarding the differences between his group and the one led by Benjamin Omale, which is the caretaker committee of the APC in Benue State. Shortly after we finished this coverage, by 1:36 p.m. on Saturday, I got a call from the speaker, Mr. Alfred Vega, who asked me why did I go to cover a factional congress in Makodi, that if I use that story, they would deal with me. He was going to report me to the governor. And I was like, I'm doing my job. I have covered the part you did yesterday. I have journalists working with you today, and there's a what do you call parallel congress going on, and I needed to cover to also get a balance to this story. He said he was going to call the governor. By 1:39, the CPS, the governor, called me and said the governor had called him and asked him what was going on, and I explained this same position to the CPS, and that was it. By 1:47 p.m., the AJ chairman called me, Mr. Benjamin Bendo Ubo, and said he was told I covered the congress at Adwa Kangesas, and I told him no, it was in Wadata. So he said one of the stakeholders from Makodi local government wants to react to that parallel congress because they did their own congress somewhere else. This stakeholder is the former ambassador to Namibia from Benue State here, Mr. Teheme Tazo. He's presently the coordinator for Tinubu Renewed Mandate in Benue. And so he gave us appointment. I drove to the place. The NUJ chairman was already there. So when I parked, he walked with me to the building where the man who invited us was, the ambassador, was in, while the AIT cameraman was coming from behind. I didn't even go to the premises. And then the speaker was coming out of the same building and started pointing at me and poking me. Angbo, you did this, you did this. If you use that report, we'll deal with you. And I said, I was doing my job. As I was explaining, he said, get out of here. And I said, no, you can't tell me that. I came here to see somebody. And his boy started pushing me. And he said they should beat me very well. Three of them slapped me 3 times, pushing me and shoving me, broke my shirt. This button was removed. This one is dangling, tore my shirt that day. And this ensuing pandemonium continued at Stella Rose Hotel. The NUJ chairman was persistent, pushing them backward and telling them we came here for our job and nobody should be attacked. The speaker told them to beat me very well. That is another Idoma boy, they should beat him. And they kept saying all manner of atrocious things. By the time this was going on, the Makurdi local government chairman, Mr. Kefi, was helping also moving me away from them while the AJ chairman was restraining them. And this was the effort going on to protect me against this attack from his boys. Then the ambassador came and then waded into the matter before I was rescued from the venue.
All right, Pius, we're sorry for what happened to you. Unfortunately, it's very sad that you're doing your job and the speaker could not read in between the lines. It's a shame that he could not know that all sides will be represented in any situation, and I'm sure we're going to escalate this even further. We need to mainstream this so that everybody will get to see, so that in case the governor is not sure what he's hearing, he can hear it directly from you, and the speaker himself will see. We hope we can have him one day here so that he can come and explain himself why he would poke or mobilize someone to beat a journalist who is only doing his job. And that is very unacceptable by any stretch of imagination. We apologize. We're sorry for what you had to go through. We're happy that you are not hurt beyond what had happened, but we can trust that this is not going to be going under the radar. We're going to follow this to the end at the end of the day. Thank you, Pius.
Thank you very much.